Thanks for staying with us. So another story caught our attention. Over the weekend, activist Harrison Gwamnishu shared a video of a widow tied by her hands and legs. And she was flogged by members of her community in Nkpa Bende Local Government, Abia State. According to his report, she was tagged and accused of being a witch by her late husband's brother's wife and deserves to be flogged. Now, these are things we've heard in the past. Now, we can't confirm exactly the story because we're not there, but this is based on his own report. And it was interesting to us because we've dealt with these issues many years in the past, and we thought that we're past this phase. Many women believe that we're past this phase of, oh, you killed your husband, therefore this happened, you know. We thought the courts are thrown out these kind of cases, but there are some communities, some states that are still having to deal with this. And in this community especially, according to Harrison's report, it happened. We can't confirm from the police if indeed it happened. We're still waiting to get some additional reports. But the conversation around in a situation where a woman is allegedly accused, is accused allegedly of killing her spouse, should she be beaten up, tied up, and embarrassed and humiliated in the public? That's the conversation. Call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet. Okay, so obviously the answer to that question is obviously no. But if you go into culture, community, religion, ethnicity, and all that, they start giving you reasons why. You know why? This is how it's been done. Our forefathers, you know, it's better than you taking them to the court of justice. Better to do, you know, you hear different angles and you begin to think, okay, maybe this is how you guys want to do it. But what are your thoughts? Why is this thing happening today?
So I'm of the opinion that culturally, whatever we don't understand, we demystify it, we spiritualize it. Once the person died under mysterious circumstances, and so we turn it into, we create a mystery, yeah. We mystify it and spiritualize the situation. And we've done that for so many years that when people like us read the story, we're assuming, not with technology, not with the level of information, not with autopsy. Like, there are many ways you can confirm the fact behind the story. Death. Why would someone's word be saying, why would somebody say the person she killed, and then you take that person so that you punish someone without any evidence simply because of word of mouth against another innocent person until proven guilty? As a society, we need to speak up against it. Thankfully, the person that released this story is an activist, and his claim was, let's involve they should tag the First Lady of Abia State to the point where she would respond to this, and we can have more political backing to the injustice of the situation. Has it happened? Yes. Several times in our society, we've had this kind of things happen. Is it right? Obviously, no. How do we prevent it? It is by punishing the punishers, the people that have called themselves the judges and the executioners of the judgments. We need to start punishing them, because if we don't do that, we'll continue to have situations like this reoccur. It's the norm, but it can be stopped. So I want the Abia State First Lady to speak up concerning this and investigate it, and let's make a public show, because that's how you change it.
True. You know? True. So for me is that, I mean, everything said and done, you're right, is that it took the children, at least according to the report, it took the children to reach out to an activist who's calling out on social media for the governor of the state to get involved. I feel sad that they have to go that far. I wish that at that community level, there was some place that they could go to and it would be dealt with immediately. That means that our constitution, our law, is not getting to the grassroots, where it's much needed. The government needs, people need to feel the government at that level. People would need to know that there's a government, so that, first of all, those people would be aware of what our laws say.
Absolutely. Secondly,
they'll be aware of what the consequences of their actions are. But do they have to wait for the children to try and get on someone to blow it up on social media? Do you know how many people who cannot even get this coverage are suffering? Yeah. Why don't we have why don't we have government presence at that level?
Thank you. God bless you. Because actually, I was writing that down, like local government. It's the issue.
We've been saying this thing over and over again.
Every small thing we're looking for first lady. The government office is too far.
It's far.
It's too far. The ballet, the community leaders, the Iyalojas, the Babalojas.
But what if they're culpable?
So we need them to reorientate. We need to re-educate those local government. Who is the local government chairman of this local government?
Yeah.
That's the person we need to hold responsible for this. If this happens within your local government, we need to find out what are you doing to educate your people? How are we changing the mindset? So these are cultures and practices of the people over the years.
Nkpa Bende Local Government.
For you to have a phone to record, technology has gone now.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're the carry phone.
You know better. You should know better.
So you should know better. So obviously, for me, even first lady calling first lady is too far. It's too far. Even the wife of the local government, what's she doing?
Exactly.
The community of women, members of their parties, where are they?
But we also have a law enforcement agency. The police.
The police.
You know, we have the police. The job of the police is when you see injustice, you report to the police station. You go to the police station as a young child and say, my mother is being accused of killing my father and she's been beaten. And what do the police do? They're supposed to follow you to your parents and say, who is beating somebody illegally? Bring them to the station. Let's investigate. Without any connection, if the police is effective in their job, that is where the situation should be dealt with. They will not be the one to apply public defender, take it to court. But this shows inefficiency of our system, the systemic breakdown. Honestly, it is sad that we're discussing this in 2022.
But you said word of mouth. And I think I'd like to talk on that. So somebody says, I accuse you of a witch.
Yes.
What does that mean? define a witch. That's where I need the local government chairman to tell us. So who is a witch? What exactly do you do? Okay, you're manipulative, or what exactly do you cast a spell? What exactly did she do? What was her fault?
Yeah.
That needs to be defined.
Yes. So yes, someone accuses you of something. You should have a local place that you go to, a local judge, a local court that you go to and make the accusation. And at that place, you'll be called and should be tried, you know, and evidence has to be provided. But to carry out punishment when there's a law within our country that can do that if she's found guilty, who gave you the right to just carry brooms and sticks and beat another human being? But also, you know, apart from the law, where is the community, you know, you talked about community of women that can stand and grab a woman and say, you will not beat this woman. What made the other woman that was able to pronounce judgment on her? Who is she? Is she a prophetess? Is she what is she? Is she a priestess in the community? Take her to the local court and let's see it. But also, how do men raise? I know it's not, you raise it and then you hit a woman. She's a mother. And your heart did not shake. You didn't feel anything.
Watch the video, Mariam. I'm sure the video is too difficult. We can't.
They tied her hands to her back.
So you can be encouraged to go online to watch this video. We can't show it on TV. It's quite appalling to watch. I will take this call from Oluchi from Anambra State. Good morning, Oluchi. Are you there? Hello, Oluchi. Are you there? Oh, we lost that call. So it's the fact that we have normalized stuff like this. And listen, there's a wave of change going around the country, but it's not reaching certain communities. So if you go to the cities, this may not be happening. If you go into the major cities of Lagos or Anambra or Port Harcourt, you know, or in Enugu, you may not see this. But in those other small local governments, so that's why I said we need to take these stories and this information to the grassroots. It's not so looking for the governor's level is way too far. We need a committee of local government chairmen. We need a committee, all those women committee. They have national chapters and they have state chapters.
Yes, they do.
These are the kind of things they should be discussing.
Every community has leaders, people that they defer to. And in this community, I'm sure they have people that they defer to. Sometimes they are spiritual leaders. But imagine when the spiritual leader also feels like something fetish is going on. And the reason we created a neutral law is so that everybody will be heard. And they'll be able to defend themselves before anyone is pronounced guilty. So a woman is accused and she's been sentenced and beaten without people hearing her out and without any strong evidence being presented against her. This is the reason there's a judicial system, so that she can come and say, this is my own point of view. Another person will say, I'm accusing you of doing this wrong. And then when the two of them have a conversation, a resolution is made that feels fair to everyone involved. There was no fairness in this situation. So we've already called out local government, we've already called out community leader, we've already called out the police officers. what is going to happen to those that meted out these judgments?
Oh, yes.
You know, what will happen to those that meted out this judgment? Because they shouldn't be able to walk away scot-free. And the best way to deter these things from going on in the future is by punishing those that perpetrate it right now. We haven't done it in the past. These things are normal, right? Every community, they have their local laws, the way they resolve this issue.
Let's not even assume this is all the way in Abia. I'm sure it happens in Lagos.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. This is
where it
Abia.
happens.
Yeah.
This is Nkpa Bende Local Government, and I'd like to find out who the chairman of Nkpa Bende Local Government of Abia State is. This is the kind of person we need to be speaking to, because I think we need to start having conversations at that level.
Yeah.
Your view now, we need to start looking for governors and commissioners. Let's start talking to the local government chairman.
Let's call out the
See,
person.
Morel,
speaking to
I
them.
always feel that the local government,
Yeah.
right, is the most powerful and the most
Absolutely.
impactful level of government ever. I
be.
mean, and if that level of government is faulty, then everything else will just, will just be struggling. And that is why it's important that the caliber of people that we elect into the offices, or into the positions in that place, they have to be educated. They have to, one, part of the community, but educated, exposed. Do you understand? With the zeal for the development and growth of that community. We cannot just put people just for putting sake, or just because we know someone or it's our turn.
Okay.
And that's why I would advocate for young people who are educated to be involved at that level.
Yeah.
We don't all have, we cannot all be presidents, we cannot all be governors, but we can make really impactful strides at that level, and it will reflect everywhere. It will reflect at the higher level as well.
Patrick from Magoro, good morning, are you there? We lost that call. Yeah.
So there's a book I read, The Leader Who Had No Title, and the idea is that every one of us has capacity to lead. We're all leaders. And many people feel like until I am able to have a position, I am not leading, or until I have been assigned the responsibility. People are in this community that know that this is wrong, but they didn't feel like it's a responsibility to speak up and say, no, don't do this. If you don't learn to speak up for others when they are vulnerable, who will speak out for you? And because if it can happen to others, it can happen to you. It may happen to your own mother. It may happen to your own sister. So we must go away from, it's not my brother, it's not my sister, it's not my family, it's not my compound. I can hear them shouting there, but it's not my own compound. So I'm not going to say anything unless it is concerning, it hits me. We must begin to take responsibility for what is going on in our environment and say, no, don't do that. And everybody comes out and they speak up, because it is little by little like that. We think that the change would happen from presidency. All of us are clamoring for who will become the next president of Nigeria. It ain't going to happen from there. It's not going to go, it's not from that side. It is from us, inside the houses, that we will make the changes happen.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.